I think really we need to start focusing on making the kind of progress that's needed.
Now at 10 o'clock tonight, California Governor Gavin Newsom says he wants to make it easier for Arizonans to get abortions and reproductive care in the Golden State. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra explaining his plan tonight.
Governor Gavin Newsom says he's expecting the burden on California clinics to grow after the Arizona State Supreme Court ruled a near-total abortion ban from 1864 is enforceable. Newsom tells MSNBC he plans to propose emergency legislation that would take the strain off of California and give more control to Arizona providers in his state.
Big part of my focus and why I'm so focused on Arizona and providing doctors from Arizona the ability to come into California through emergency legislation we'll introduce with our Women's Caucus this week is to address the crisis at hand with that law that will go into effect on May 1st to provide access to women and girls that are fleeing the state of Arizona.
Newsom's proposal aims to make it easier and quicker for Arizona doctors to become licensed to perform abortions in California.
That is just not an option for everyone.
Arizona for Abortion Access campaign manager Cheryl Bruce tells me women shouldn't need to travel across state lines to get an abortion, and their focus remains keeping access in Arizona.
Frankly, I think it's tragic that we are talking about other states neighboring us having to pick up more of the burden.
Center for Arizona Policy President Kathy Herritt spoke on House Democrats' failed attempt to repeal the 1864 law on Sunday's Square Off.
Abortion not only takes the lives of unborn children, but it also harms women.
Herritt says she wants Arizona women to know there is care available for them in state.
Over 40 pregnancy centers are in this state, ready to help women facing an unplanned or crisis pregnancy. We are here to serve them and help them.
And Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays says the earliest date the 1864 law could take effect is June 8th. Meanwhile, legislation to repeal the ban is expected to be discussed this week again in the legislature, but it's unclear if it will be brought to a vote in the Senate or the House. Back to you, Jonathan.
Gabby, thanks so much. Tonight, Mesa police are searching for answers in an overnight shooting that left one man dead. Officers say that someone found a 23-year-old Gavin Wazinski shot to death in a neighborhood near Wrecker Road in Thomas. Police say that someone called 911 about a man lying in the street. Investigators say that right now they're looking into all possible motives in the case.
We don't have a solid suspect right now. We're still trying to figure out exactly what even occurred out there. So this is something that we always would ask our community help for.
Anyone with information on the case now urged to call Mesa Police or Silent Witness. Tonight, 12 News has learned that 2 ASU students from India were killed in a crash near Lake Pleasant last night. This was breaking news Saturday night here on 12 News at 10 o'clock. Today, Peoria police identifying those teens as 19-year-old Navesh Mukha and Gautam Parsi. Investigators say the two were passengers in a car headed north on Castle Hot Springs Road when the car crashed head-on into a pickup truck headed south. Police say the drivers of both cars involved in the crash suffering serious injuries and were taken to the hospital tonight. They have been released. That crash remaining under investigation. Phoenix police have arrested a man who they say triggered a 5-car crash Saturday morning that ended with a Phoenix officer hitting a child. Tonight, 22-year-old Anthony Knox is behind bars at the Maricopa County Jail. Yesterday, police say that Knox sped away from officers trying to stop him for driving erratically. Moments later, he was involved in a crash near I-10 in Peoria. A second officer responding to that crash hit a child that stepped into the road from one of the damaged cars. Tonight, Phoenix police telling us that child is recovering in stable condition. 2 other men also hurt in the crash were taken to the hospital. A 16-year-old now finding themselves in custody for shooting a co-worker inside of a Surprise fast food restaurant. The shooting happening at Bell Road and R.H. Johnson. Surprise police say it happened when the 16-year-old suspect was showing the gun to a co-worker inside of the break room. As a 17-year-old co-worker walked by, the gun went off, hitting that teen in the upper part of their body. Police said the shooter then tried to cover up the scene. Paramedics taking that 17-year-old victim to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Tonight, that suspect facing a number of charges, including aggravated assault and tampering with evidence. A wildfire in Pinal County has drastically started to slow down, this fire burning on the Arizona National Guard training range just north of the town of Florence. According to the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management, So far, the fire has scorched nearly 1,200 acres. Right now, there's no word on exactly how the fire started, but officials say there is no threat to any homes or structures. Let's take a break from the headlines right now to talk about our forecast. Hitting triple digits for the first time in all of 2024. Ginger, the big question, will they stick around for the new work week?
Yes, we do have another opportunity for triple-digit heat tomorrow. But as far as numbers today, we did peak at 100 degrees. First time so far this year. Not the earliest that we've seen triple digits. That happened in 2022 on March 26th. Certainly, though, it is above the normal range. We should be at about 87 degrees. Thankfully, I'm not talking about record heat. So even though we're above the rim, we're not looking for numbers to be record worthy. And in case you're wondering, May 30th, that's the date that our average daily temp will be 100 degrees. So still a little bit off, but no matter how you slice it, it's on the warmer side. We've got 86 degrees outside right now, very dry air in place. Temperatures are going to finally start to cool off overnight, but then here we go, heating up with a vengeance tomorrow. Temperatures once again going to be in the triples, but not record worthy, and thankfully cooling settling in on Tuesday. Jonathan.
All right, Ginger, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks. Now's a good time for you to download the 12 News app, track temperatures at your fingertips, and get real-time alerts and updates on weather outside your door. The app is available for Apple and Android devices. New at 10 o'clock today, family and friends mourning and celebrating the life of Lovey Borenstein. She founded Arizona's New York Deli Chompies back in 1979 and would have turned 90 tomorrow.
Oh. It's an amazing family to work for, headed up by Lovey. We're celebrating her life here today.
I'm Lovey Borenstein's daughter.
Tell me about today.
Today is a day of celebration of my wonderful mother's life. She was to turn 90 tomorrow. So today is the day we are celebrating her life at Chompies and her life in this world with our entire family and all the wonderful people that have come to pay homage to her.
This is a proclamation from the City of Phoenix and the City of Scottsdale, both mayors, proclaimed today, celebration of Lovey Borenstein Day. And
The essence of Lovey is the essence of Broadway, of Frank Sinatra, of Jewish delicatessen, the glitz and the glamour that went along with a really rich culture. What she saw herself of as a matriarch of the business was also its wonderful, charismatic face, and she's a character. And I think that the color of Chompies and all the energy that it has is a direct result of her energy and who she was.
she's in our hearts every day.
Hearts and memories.
Lovey and Lou were married 71 years, and they were with each other morning till night, at work, at play, at home, vacations. They were never apart.